Welcome back to the show.
Yes, indeedy.
Somehow we are going strong and we are fastly increasing the distance to 365 days. You didn't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I was really.
You were really nervous.
I'm not gonna lie. I had the finger on the mute button.
It's too early to get crazy.
Literally, it's resting on the mute button.
Damn it, Daryl! Don't I know it? We have a very fun guest.
Yes, we do.
Who just took a trip to Dubai on business purposes, and I can't wait to ask him all about his negative experience.
I can't wait to hear why he said never go to Dubai. That's going to be interesting.
But before we get to our special guest, who's with us, Daryl?
Oh, man, a big yawn. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you can't start that right away.
I know. I feel like I didn't get a chance to rest this weekend.
Yeah, well, with a monkey like me, no one really gets rest, Daryl.
I didn't want to wake up this morning. Like, I did not. Yeah. I could have slept till like 10, but I knew at 7:30 when I woke up, I was like, you just need to stay awake because if you sleep in tonight, you're not sleeping or like at a decent time tonight for work tomorrow. So I'm like, nope, you got to wake up.
We're at the age now where
I almost took a nap.
We're going to push ourselves even further, harder and faster. As Synth Samurai would say.
Okay.
You want to go to Mars? Let's go to Mars.
Captain.
Let's go hard. Let's go harder.
Okay. Faster. Okay, I'm going to mute you.
Okay, sorry.
All right. We have Cornish. John.
Cornish game here. John, I'm at your channel, sir. And when I get to a channel, I like to deep dive into the channel. And I notice your playlist is a bit
empty.
I wouldn't say empty, but if a guy is riding his exercise equipment and he's got an hour on the bike,
you need a playlist.
Cornish, talk to Cornish, would you?
Yeah, talk to Cornish. Crazy Rabbit, Apollo Hanzo, Kent Spong, Doommonger, Uncle Chrome, Steve Sonish Lucius, Davey the Hug Monster. Let's see who else. Apollo Hanzo. Viral Beats. Hope you're feeling better.
I know, VB. That ulcers aren't fun, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, get well from that.
I said the Crazy Rabbit, did I?
Yeah, of course you did.
Crazy Rabbit. Of course. It would be crazy not to. Jacob Allen. Oh man, and whoever else was lurking around. Oh, Neil Wharton just hopped in.
Neil?
Yeah.
Neil? Hello, Neil. I'm Kent Spong.
Oh, it's not Kent Spong. Sorry. He said they call me Hogman.
Oh,
Hogman. All right, shall we bring in our guest?
Let's bring in Studio8FX, shall we?
Also known as John.
Also known as...
Hello.
Johnny Boy.
Johnny Boy.
How are you, John?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
awesome.
Yeah. John, don't you live in Texas?
I do indeed.
What business does a middle-aged white man
living in Texas
have in Dubai, sir? That doesn't sound right.
He's from the Secret Service. He can't answer questions.
Yeah, well, never mind then, John.
Close. No, not really.
Okay.
What took you to Dubai for work?
Yeah.
I was on a food audit. I worked for the USDA, and we have a team. I cover red meats. My other partner covers poultry. I have fruit and veg person and a what's the other one? Fruit and veg and
dairy?
Seafood.
Oh, seafood. Wow, that's interesting.
So the whole reason why I got into the red meats thing is I was a food inspector in the Army for about 23 years.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Oh, my pleasure. Loved it. So that's how I got into that. I was a medic, like you.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, I was a combat medic
Mm-hmm.
In the reserves back in the old days, 1983. That's what I originally came in as. When I went active duty, they said, "Well, you got to pick something else. We don't have any room for any more medics."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, give me something in the medical field. What do you got?" And they said, "How about veterinary service, food
Oh.
Oh,
inspection?" And I was like, "What? What the hell is? What do you guys do?
Mm-hmm.
Veterinary service in the Army? What?" Then they explained to me what it was, and I said, "Well, how long's the school?" They're like, "Well, it's 9 weeks." I said, "I'll take it."
he's like, done, sold.
Sold. Hey, it's not that long. I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, is it
You know,
something you now teach yourself, or is it you just now are just doing it just to stay gainfully employed?
yeah, that's a good question. Originally, I retired for a position on Fort Hood, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Basically doing what I was doing in the military, just switching over to the civilian side of things. Well, they had a reduction in force the day I started.
Oh, jeez.
So here I am, retired for this job, and now I have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like freaking out. What am I going to
Yeah.
do? I was only 42 at the time, long way from retirement. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, what am I going to do? So I just got on USA Jobs and just started, putting my resume out there, just see what would pop up. And they said, what was it? Meat grader popped up. It's like, man, I really don't like red meats. It's freaking cold. You're in a cooler, and oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I was like, I really don't want to do it, but I gotta have a job,
Yeah.
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 So I was like, screw it. I put in for it and got it. I started. Matter of fact, I started it a month before I actually retired. I had about a month of leave left built up, and
Nice.
so yeah, just
Came
started.
in a nick of time.
Yeah.
Came in the knickers of time, and
Yeah.
been doing that ever since for about 19 years now.
What a unique job. Now,
Yeah.
it's only natural, John, we're going to have questions, but I'm going to save those questions about that a little later in the show.
Sure.
By the way, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. And
Yes.
today we have Studio8FX. John, the man from Texas, the man who has farm animals and who finds himself in Dubai on strange occasions. John, let's go back. You know how we run this show. You know
Yes.
the whole theme, and we want to know our family. And you've been a big part of this family ever since you landed on Monkey Island. You were hooked. You came over from, I believe, Sim Summarized territory. So you're half renegade,
correct.
you're half monkey. What a strange hybrid you are, sir.
I've been told
Walk us through the young childhood of John. The question. What was it like in your young years, as far back as you can remember? What was the household like? What was your environment? What was the process of growing up?
ooh, yeah, that's loaded. Um,
It's all loaded, John. If you inflict it now, if you turn this on yourself and inflict bodily harm,
Now start
it's not on
unloading
us.
and let us know.
oh yeah, I'm going to pour out my heart and soul to y'all.
Let's do
That's
it.
what we're here for.
That's what
That's why we started this campaign.
That's what we're
All right.
known for
Yeah.
too. Yes.
Good. Buckle up.
Let's
Let's go.
Let's see. I was born in 1965. Can't say I remember that. Remember probably 1969, there was a high school about a block from my house. And I remember sitting on the porch watching the kids come home from school. And I got my very first dog when I was 4. So that'd be about, 1969 would be about right.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say I remember a whole lot about it, just that. brought up in a very, very, very strict Christian home. Um, there was no TV in the house. My parents listened to gospel music, and that was about it.
Wow.
So I spent most of my time riding my bike and just, you know, doing things you did back in the 70s, which is stay outside until the lights come on,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know. So, and had church 3 times a week, twice on Sunday, once on Wednesday. Had to go. Um, what else? What can I
Do you have
tell
any
you?
siblings?
I do. I have an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's about 3 years older than me, and I have a sister who's also about 2 years older than me. So
Mm.
I was the youngest.
Yeah.
You were the baby.
You were the
I
baby.
were the baby.
What's your fondest memory of being a kid?
Fondest memories, probably just being outdoors and not having to worry about things like you do today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could play tag, or we could play cops and robbers, or cowboys
Mm-hmm.
and Indians, or
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Just run around the neighborhood. You could just, you know, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you
and
imagine a kid like how you were at your age in this time and era, just leaving and not coming back till night?
Yeah.
Cops would be at the
Yeah.
parents' door, like, because my
I
child
would
is
be at the
missing.
cops. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different. Definitely different
Dimension.
Totally
eras.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was expected,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Leave. Get out of the house and
Mm-hmm.
come
Right.
back by supper.
Yeah.
Yeah, your parents would literally say, "Get out of the house."
Yeah.
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 Was that in Texas? Were you born and raised
I
in?
was not. I was born in Sioux City, Iowa.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, long story. Um, well, I'm not going to make it a long story, but
We got
uh,
time.
my my great grandfather came from the Shetland Islands in Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a whaler. And somehow, well, he traveled the world. My wife always teases me because we got ancestors all over the world. He's like, "Well, your grandfather was busy, wasn't he?" Right. Well, yeah, I guess he was, because I got a lot of relatives. Uh, but anyway, he ended up in the Great Lakes fishing, and that's where he met my great grandmother, Anna, who is from Norway. And this is back in the day. Well, yeah, this is back in the day when they were giving away land, and somebody told him about this farmland he could get in Iowa. And so he got like 330 acres of land,
Oh,
and
wow.
farmed it near the Missouri River there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the hunter establishment began.
Yeah.
They're not giving away land these days.
No, they're not.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. My goodness, I only got 3 acres, and that's about as much as I could afford.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What was the township like? What was the community like growing up into your early teens and through your early adulthood? Did you experience the polarities of life?
It it was, I would say, it was a low to medium class family uh, area I lived in, part of town.
Mm-hmm.
You had nicer places in that town, but most of the kids that I knew were just in the, you know, houses built around 1900, you know, so older homes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, sharing with 5 people.
Mm.
My father did have a basement built, and that's where me and my brother, you know, stayed.
Got
Mm-hmm.
away from everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was very tight quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you wanted to be outside.
Yeah. What was the school environment like? Did you experience the radicalness of the 70s and the early 80s?
Not really, because we were a very white community.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably count on one hand at my school how many people of ethnicity went there.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really have I didn't really experience any kind of radicalness or
Mm-hmm.
any kind of that crazy stuff. It was just
Yeah.
normal, normal kid stuff. We didn't, I didn't even know about politics or anything
Right.
much later in life.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't interest me and I didn't care because it wasn't affecting me.
Yeah.
Right. So nothing was influencing your ideation at that time.
Not really. All I knew at that time is I wanted the hell out.
Right. Right.
Um,
Was your
that,
what was your old man or your mother a musician or your brothers or just looking to play things at a young age?
we all three were in the band. All three kids. My folks had no musical nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All
My
three of you were
brother,
in the same band or
the
different
high
bands?
school,
Oh,
or
okay.
yeah, I started in grade school, and then
Gotcha.
my brother played a cornet, my sister the flute, and I played alto saxophone.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I played that all the way up through high school. Um, and just yeah, that was really my only interest. And music has always been my outlet. It's always been my escape, I guess, from
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
That was my reality because
Yeah.
my home reality was not very pleasant.
Yeah. Before we ask you the next question, John, you know how it is custom around here when we get new people coming to the show. I'd like to take a moment out real quick so we can identify the gentleman and his wife who walked in the show just now. These people are very funny, very talented. This individual reminds me a lot of my parents in Milwaukee, my upbringing, the Dallas house music that just walked into our chat has a wonderful channel.
I just pinned it in the chat for everybody.
Please get a chance to go check these people out. They do something amazing. And you know how we are when we go to
New People's Channel.
We get in there and we spam their comment section, and
It was fun. They made my Sunday this morning.
right, they made our Sunday this morning.
Yeah, it
and
was awesome.
the Crazy Rabbit and Synth Samurai and my brother Moser and Roy Void Droid. And,
yeah. So, Dallas, so you know the gentleman that's on camera right now to your left speaking is that he is, now he changed his moniker.
I was Trusto 101. I just changed it. Now it's Trust My Monkeys.
Yeah, now it's Trust My Monkeys. And I am the wife, Marilyn, who is behind the Symptoms of Reality moniker. And then Moser 505 is a twin brother who usually sits right alongside of him. He will be back on Tuesday. And every Sundays we do interviews. So we love to interview folks in our S.O.R family, get to know who we consider famous in our world, and those are our supporters of the channel.
Because they're not followers of us; we're followers of each other. We support each other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And she will put the email for the Discord. Strongly advise you and your wife to join in on Monkey Island. We speak our minds. We're very peaceful people here. We don't deal with religion or politics and negativity here. It is solely to have fun, respect one another.
Oh, nice. Dallas says he knows half of the synthers here in our chat. Awesome.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's great.
Welcome to Monkey Island.
So we were the ones late to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone say hi to Dallas House Music.
That's awesome.
And welcome him
Dallas.
in.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll interview you and your wife.
Yeah, that would be awesome, actually.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Okay. John, now, was anyone in your family in the military? What made you say, okay, I need to do this?
My father was drafted back in the Korean War. He only did his 2 years and got out. He didn't. It wasn't really his influence. It was a buddy of mine in high school that talked me into it. He was like, "Hey, I'm going into the reserves, and you know, what do you think? Maybe we should go or whatever." And I was like, you know, back then, I was young, physically fit. I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, yeah. I like to be outdoors. I like to do stuff like that, and I'm a very patriotic person.
Mm-hmm.
I love my country and would do anything for it. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and that's how I ended up in the Army.
And how many years were you in the Army?
23 total.
Wow.
Okay, and how old were you when you joined? You said, or did
I
you
was
say?
17.
17. Okay, John. Here we go.
17.
Here we go. What was day one like? Spare us nothing. What was boot camp? What was the first impression on you like?
Scared as hell.
Yeah.
I bet.
Because
Never been away.
You can't call for mama and daddy no more.
Oh, no,
so.
there ain't no mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. When I left for basic training, I told them, I said, this is going to be a vacation compared to living here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I literally told them that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was not right, but I needed that discipline, I think.
Right.
I was probably heading in a direction that was probably a direction I didn't need to be going down.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to get away from something or memories or a way of life that you're not enjoying,
Uh-huh.
you tend to dabble in drugs and alcohol, and that's kind of the direction I was going in.
Right.
At such a young age too.
Oh yeah, I was smoking weed probably at 12.
So so you mentioned a difficult life growing up. So what was that? Tell us a little bit, or tell us as much as you feel comfortable with. What was so difficult? Why were you smoking weed at 12? Did your parents not know? Were they not around?
Mom was one of these that if I don't want to believe it, then I don't.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So she ignored what was in front of her, type of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Again, doing things or being forced to do things that you did not feel either comfortable with or didn't want to do or think that way. I mean, I was at a point where I thought everything I did, breathing the air, I was going to hell.
Right.
Gotcha.
Because they were so religious?
They were so religious
Right.
that there was literally nothing that I could do where I felt like I was doing something right. I mean, everything was sinful. So it was like, I might as well just give in.
Right.
Because there's no way I can live that kind of life. I can't be that perfect.
Yeah. Do you think that's what ultimately drove you to go to the Army? Like deep down, you were like, the Army is better than anything right now.
Yes, I wanted out. I needed a way. I needed to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Army was my ticket, even if it was just for the summer.
Right. Yeah.
Because I was in the reserve, so I was on a split training. I was actually still in high school. I went to basic training the end of my junior year, and then I went through my medical training the summer of my senior year. So I was still in high school.
Right, because you fully can't be in the Army unless you're 18. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, correct. My dad had to sign me in.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was more of an explorer than anything.
So what did your parents think when you were at 17 saying, I want to go into the Army, they were okay.
I think
I'm assuming they were okay with that since your dad
I
signed you in.
I think they were probably a little glad to get rid of me too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
because we weren't the best kids in the world.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we rebelled big time,
Yeah.
Right.
big
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
So when you got to the Army, John,
Yeah.
day one in boot camp,
Okay.
were there any regrets as to why you were there, or was it enough to go, I'm just going to do as I'm told, I'm going to explore this and see where it takes me?
Um, when somebody tells you or tells your friends that he ain't never gonna make it, he ain't gonna make it,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that drives you. You're like, there's no way I'm gonna fail. I
Right.
cannot fail. I cannot come back unless I have passed this. So that was my attitude throughout the whole training. I cannot fail. I cannot come back without graduating. There's no
Mm-hmm.
way. And that was my motivating factor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I remember it was scary as hell. I mean, your first time away from home, you're 17,
Hmm.
uh, never flown on a commercial jet before. I flew to South Carolina, Fort Jackson for my first, basic training.
Mm-hmm.
Farthest I've ever been away from home.
Yeah.
Um, Around guys from every religion, race, color, creed, you name it.
Right.
Yeah.
All put into one room. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
This is an
Mm-hmm.
overload of exposure
Mm-hmm.
at a young
Right.
age.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much. I mean, you're
Hmm.
getting every kind of culture, every kind of personality,
Mm-hmm.
every kind of background you could imagine, all put into one room.
Yeah. What was that like? Having to bunk with and then grinding through the verbal torment and the physical exacerbation. Like, did you find like companions and was it a
Yes.
brotherhood more than it was a culture shock?
It's very much a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's even to this day, it's a
Yeah.
brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a it's a very biased organization.
Hmm.
Um, the military is a very biased organization. You have to fit in to you know, their little mold, or you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So um, it was a way of life, without a doubt. It's a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
So you either adapt and overcome, or you get the hell out.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
and my thing was, I'm the kind of, I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care any about that. If
Hmm.
you're a good person, you're a good person. And so that's how I treat everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And my bunkmate, my battle buddy, he was Hispanic
Hmm.
and super nice guy. I ended up being pen pals with his girlfriend's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
During that whole time, we'd ride each other, help to get through,
Yeah.
basic training, and just, you know, never met the girl before, never knew anything about her, but
Hmm.
hey, we were
Mm-hmm.
pen pals,
Right.
riding back and forth in basic training. Um,
Did you feel like going into the military and being along these fellow gentlemen that were in the same, boat as you kind of finally gave you the family that you never really had?
Absolutely, it was a bonding, like you know, I would say I would go so far to say that it is even tighter than blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Did
Did
okay, go ahead.
oh
Sorry.
did your older siblings, did either of them go into the military as well, or were you the only one?
Oh, no, my brother. Well, he's gay. And back then, of course, that was
no.
A frown
big,
Right.
big time, yeah, especially in the early 80s,
Right.
And plus, if you think I was bad, oh boy, buckle up.
Yeah.
Should we be interviewing your brother?
You really should. He had some stories that would, to turn your hair white.
That's what they have hair dye for.
Exactly. But man, let me tell you what, that's some of the best times I ever had in my life was
There you go.
with partying with them guys.
Yeah.
I was 17 going back to the drag shows in the back while all the guys are getting ready for the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Just to see the biggest smile on your face, remembering those memories, it was a good time.
Yeah. Me and my best friend had a bottle of Jack and we'd go back there and just, oh my Lord.
How did your parents, being so religious, how did they take to your brother being gay? Did they immediately shun him? I imagine they did.
Oh, let me tell you what.
Here we go.
He didn't really help himself either. I ain't gonna lie.
Right,
but,
as he shouldn't.
I mean, he when my brother first told me, it was almost like a relief because I knew it.
Yeah,
you know
you're like,
mean?
oh, finally.
Right.
Yeah.
You were the same with your sister.
The same with my sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, thank you. I needed to hear that. He was very open, and I had the utmost of respect after that for him because he wasn't afraid to be who he was.
Right.
And to me, that means everything.
Yep.
He might have saw the relief in you too, as well. Like, I'm your brother, man. Fuck. Why would you hide it from me?
Yeah.
Right. And the people are so stupid. They're like, did he ever try anything with you?
Oh my God, he's his brother.
I said, did you ever try anything with your sister?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, people can be just so
ignorant. Like Lamar just said, ignorance still is still here, still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. It blew my mind. Blew my mind. How could you ask that?
Yeah, that's just disgusting for one. But I bet your brother felt such a huge sense of relief when you reacted that way, because I bet he was just so nervous.
He was. I could, especially in that period of time, it was such a taboo, such a, age was just coming out. And,
and they coined it the homosexual
big time
disease. Yep.
Yeah. Anal inflicted death sentence.
Yep.
Yeah. And so did your parents totally disown him?
They not totally. I wouldn't say that, but again, he didn't do himself any favors. He went to church with his best friend, who was a black witch, in drag, and sat behind the pastor's wife.
Yeah, he didn't do himself any favors.
No, he had ways of getting even.
Yeah.
He did some stuff.
He sounds like a lot of fun. Does he live in Texas as well?
No, he lives in Florida now with his husband.
Okay. So you're still in contact with him and everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's beautiful. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh no, I just saw him last year.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can, try to get him to get on this damn channel, John. We get both of you in
I remember.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I remember. But I remember you saying, John, that your brother is not really too tech savvy, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really get on.
Yeah.
He and his husband, they just live their life.
And, that would be fun though to have him in the chat.
Oh my God.
When you're in the military, John, and you start to advance in the military, and obviously you said you've been in there for 23 years, correct?
Correct.
What about you said, this is where I want to be for 23 years? Did you see any combat? What about it made you just say, this is me, this is who I am? I come from a home of religion. And did you keep religion in your life? And you can answer that in any order you want to.
Okay. I'll start by saying I got married to my first wife when I was 20. She was 8.5 years older than me. My folks obviously were not happy. She had a daughter that was 7 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was 20. He was 28. And why I married this woman, God, I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You had goo-goo dust in your eye.
That's exactly what. My little John was talking over the big John, you know.
Goo-goo dust.
Goo-goo dust.
Yeah, we call it monkey dust, John.
Monkey dust.
It's black magic around here.
It really was. That's exactly what. I was smitten by the juju big time. Because we had absolutely zero in common. I mean, we just like butted heads all the time. But anyway, once we got married, I needed a job that would support us and that would give me opportunities to excel and move up. So I decided to go active duty, and that's when I got into the veterinary services.
Mm-hmm.
In 1986, I went back to the school and learned that trade, and moved to Augusta, Georgia was my first duty station in 1986. Get this, right across from my apartment there in Augusta, Georgia, my wife looks out the window and she sees this big old Lincoln Continental.
Mm-hmm.
And his name just went out of my head. Why did it do that? It was just there.
It'll come back.
James Brown got out of the car.
Oh, what?
James Brown got out of the freaking car, and he was getting all these guns out of the car.
Oh yeah, that was James Brown was an old crazy Negro. That nigga was crazy. And if all y'all think he wasn't, go watch a James Brown interview.
Oh yeah,
that
nigga was out of his mind.
Jesus.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. I just had one of them black moments. You know, I'm half white and I'm half black, and the white side is always telling me, "Don't go off on these tandems," and the black side goes, "That nigga was crazy."
I love it. Oh. Yes, and I was like, I didn't James Brown. I looked at him like, God damn, that's James Brown out there. Oh man, this is
what was he doing there with?
He had a relative, a niece or somebody that lived there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He was over there visiting
with all them guns. Well, why did he need
all
the
them
guns?
All them guns and all that cocaine.
This is back when he was like shooting tires out. You know, somebody's tires out.
Right.
I don't know if y'all remember that incident.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, his wife was all high on PCP and whatnot. That it was a crazy time.
Jeez.
But I could not believe it. James Brown right there across the street.
That's insane. What did your wife think?
Oh, she couldn't believe. She was like, "That's James Brown." I was like, "No, it is not. No James Brown out there. Oh, God damn, that's James Brown out there."
I love it.
Oh man.
Okay. Did you ever see any wartime at all, or?
I did some time in Kosovo. I can't say I did wartime.
Mm-hmm.
I volunteered.
Mm-hmm.
I volunteered literally. I put on paper, I want to go to the Middle East for Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And they put me on a waiting list.
Mm.
I was sure I was going.
Yeah.
I was so sure I was going.
Mm-hmm.
but they were sending reservists and National Guards. And I was like, why would you send people like that when you've got active duty that want to go?
Right. Right.
You know, these guys don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't want to be there. So yeah, I was very disappointed. And then, of course, it was over about the time it started. I mean, it only lasted 8 to 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, well, shit. If I can't do that, what else can I do? Well, they said, well, we got a spot in Honduras you can go to for 6 months for a humanitarian trip. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
sign me up. I'll go there.
Yeah.
So I went to Honduras for 6 months and got to do some pretty neat stuff, you know, fly into these villages and help inoculate their hogs and their chickens and their cows and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see the Mayan ruins and, you know, some pretty neat stuff.
Okay, let's kind of fast forward out of the Army, unless there's something in particular we didn't ask and something you want to share. Is there anything more you want to share about life in the Army?
Just how it broke me.
Okay, let's go there.
Well, in 95, we were offloading a 5-ton vehicle, just come back from the field. And, you know, those big old heavy canvas GP medium tents.
Mm-hmm.
We were offloading one of those and I was trying to get up under it, you know, just trying to get a better grip on it. And as I did, I twisted and my sacrum literally popped out. And probably the most excruciating pain in my life. Went to the ER, popped a whole bunch of codeine, went to the club. Drank about 12 Guinness.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Germany was crazy. I was probably nigh on an alcoholic by then.
That was in Germany.
That was in Germany, yeah.
Okay, so when you say Germany is crazy, is it that the country itself, in your mind, is crazy, or was it your own psyche who wasn't ready for?
It was me. It was all me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about a laid back, easygoing country, it's Germany. They are some of the nicest people you would ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to also be a nice person.
Right.
Try to speak the language. Try to get out into the community and, you know, talk to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you try, they try. If you don't try, they don't try.
Right.
You know, but it's the environment, the military environment, not the German environment, but the military environment, the mentality. You only have to be 18 to drink over there. And, you know, there's just something going on all the time. And back then I was living in the barracks. My wife and I had separated. And I mean, there was probably a party in my room every night.
Jeez.
Yeah, we were. Oh yeah, it was nuts.
John was like, party at my place.
Party at my place, and I'm the guy in charge too. So
shit,
man,
that makes it great.
Yeah,
it makes it even better, doesn't it?
Partying with the boss.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm lucky I got away with my stripes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was nuts.
Don't worry, no military is watching this channel. So
right.
You're fine.
It's too late anyway. That was 19 years ago.
Yeah. So how was the military literally like breaking you down to do all of this? What about
physically breaking me down? I mean, and somewhat mentally too. But you know, when my back went, and then when I went to Honduras, they were giving us these little malaria pills in formation every Friday. Well, about 2 years after I got back, I had no energy. I was falling asleep at work. I was getting written up.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. What's going on? And they were about ready to kick me out. And they, as a last ditch thing, they took my blood and it discovered that I had hypothyroidism.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out it had to do with that malaria pill that I took while in Honduras.
Wow.
Damn.
And I just found that out just a few years ago. I didn't even know that that's what caused it.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Wow.
said, oh, it's just an autoimmune thing. It turned out it had to do with that pill. Uh,
Mm.
so I've been fighting the VA for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get my proper disability.
Right.
I'm still to this day fighting it.
Man.
Is there any luck that it's gonna go your way here?
Eventually, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's not from lack of trying.
So
Mm-hmm.
is the military just dragging their feet?
Yeah, it seems like every time I find a representative that's going to represent me,
Mm-hmm.
something falls through,
Mm.
where some reason they can't do it or something,
Right.
it just, or I move or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It just is so frustrating. With this job, I work so much, I cover a large swath of area. I cover everywhere from Kansas to um, Dallas Fort Worth and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um, in my area. So finding time to do anything, um, just damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
So with the military now behind you,
okay.
what made you jump into this type of music? Do you have his stuff queued up?
I will.
Okay. What made you jump into this type of music? Because here I am looking at the man, John, Studio8FX. And for a lot of our family here at Symptoms of Reality, these are all people that hide behind their monikers. And my imagination on who they all are, how they look, what they sound like, what's their thought process, how do they see the world, how old are they, how young are they,
Hmm.
what's their real name, and what are
Sure.
they going through in life. These are all the things I think about when I see our family show up here, because it's somehow shrouded in a mystery that, one, you kind of want to keep because it leaves you to explore why these people are so involved in the channel Lamar and Marilyn and I created, and why do they see things our way to help make this family and this channel grow. But then on the other hand, you want to know exactly who they are, what their real name is, so you can consider them to be a part of you.
Right.
Because if anyone was to ever ask me who I am, I am Studio8FX. I'm John. I'm a rendition of who views the viewer, and the music you play is different from how you look, how you speak, and a weird thing is, I was just talking to Synth Samurai about this. People like to read the cover before they read the book. And I
Yep.
and I think our monikers are like the cover of our books. And if it looks appealing, then but if not, you
Right.
don't have the patience to move on. And you are much like my brother and I. People look at us, oh, black, they should be doing hip hop. Period.
Right.
There's not much room in this day and age under most eyes to be different, you know?
Right.
What
Totally know what you mean. Totally
what
mean.
what made you go this route? What about it appeals to you?
Um, I've gone through so many phases, I guess, for lack of better words. Um, in high school,
Mm-hmm.
I was into everything that nobody else liked or nobody else heard of, or just uh, me and my best friend from high school, and we're still best friends. Um, we're into uh, super heavy metal,
Mm-hmm.
um, death metal, black metal, um, just the probably the stuff that would just scare the bejesus out of most people, you know.
Probably would have scared the crap out of your mom.
Oh, my father tried to cast a demon out of me once.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
I don't think you're. It doesn't look like you're lying about that at all.
No, I
I
believe
definitely
it.
am not. I'm definitely not.
Mhm.
I am not a Satanist. Um, though I did read. I like to read. I like to study other religions
Mm-hmm.
because how can I have a conversation with somebody if I don't even know what the subject matter is about?
Right.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? I would rather have come in with an intelligent conversation about
Mm-hmm.
something than not know anything about it and just poo-poo it because it's not how I
Right.
think.
Right.
Right.
You know. So yeah, and I think every religion has a little bit of good to take away from,
Right.
but it doesn't make it fact.
Yep.
It just makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think we have to come to our own conclusions on, do I believe in an afterlife? Yes, I do believe in an afterlife.
Well, easy, John. Easy. Slow down. Slow down.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
we're gonna get in that in the final hour. Now, easy, easy.
okay.
What we're
All right.
gonna
I'll
what
back
we're
off.
gonna do what we're gonna do first before you continue
We'll
to
continue on the story about how he got into music.
yeah.
So he was into heavy metal.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's
Yep.
let's take a pause there
Okay.
while people are here. Let's play one of
Okay.
your
Oh,
tracks
okay.
right now,
All right.
and then we'll come back to it.
Okay. I'm gonna play this one because I haven't heard this one yet, and I wanna hear it. So we're gonna play
Let's go.
it. This one is called Dark Lullaby. And people in the chat, let me know if you hear it.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Mapago.
I love.
Was that a Halloween
that.
deal? Like, what the hell were you thinking on that?
Oh, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
So I go through some weird periods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at that
I do-
pug.
Right?
do Puggle.
I had a pug
Every
once.
time I see a pug, I remember the Men in Black movie.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. That's right.
Every single time.
Right?
Mapago.
I just can't help it.
All right, pop up. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a pug once. It ate all my chickens.
And then
Oh.
he never had a pug ever
And then I
again.
had to put the pug down because it had a taste of blood in its mouth, and it
Yes. Yes.
it got a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Yep.
But yeah, walk us through your music adventure. Why this, John? Why this style? Why this?
I'll tell you. It was like I said, I've been I've gone through different genres. I went through the grunge phase and the new metal phase and all the different phases, I guess. Except country. I'm still not a fan of country. Sorry.
Most people aren't.
Not my jam. Nothing against anybody that
Yeah.
likes it. It's just not my jam.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, it's hard for me to even explain how I got here because it's just something that hits you or moves you, and it just kind of gravitate towards. Before I got to this point, I was listening to a lot of post rock,
Mm-hmm.
just instrumental, no singing or anything in it, and it was just instrumental, but it was more guitar than it was synthesizer.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole reason why I created this channel in the first place was I was going to demo pedals
Mhm.
because I absolutely love pedals.
Mhm.
And that's what I was going to do. I was going to demo pedals, and then and I was like, how am I going to do something that's different demo than everybody else is doing? Everybody's doing guitar pedal.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing it on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
How can I be different? And the only thing I could think of was, well, maybe some kind of keys, maybe some kind of keyboard, synthesizer, something like that, change it up. So I'm not like everybody else out there. And then I just started, getting into the synthesis and started watching YouTube channels
Mhm.
on, like EDM, electronic music. And then I really started getting into it. It's like really freaking cool. It's taking me back to my youth, taking me back to the 80s, when
Mm-hmm.
in late 70s when this was such a big thing. I wasn't as much into it back then. Again, I was back into the heavy metal scene. Though I did, my first concert ever was Styx in 1981. I saw in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Concert that I was told by my mother after I bought the ticket that I couldn't go. And I said, well, I'm fucking going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the pastor's son.
The pastor's son.
Pastor's son jumped in the car, went to the store he was working at, loaded 2 carts full of beer, and walked it out to his car, and off we went.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Ma.
Bye, Ma.
That seems like typical teenager type shit, right?
It was typical teenager.
It could be military dad, it could be cop dad, lawyer dad,
anything, doctor.
It could be, right. Yeah. But the contrast of you coming from a religious family and your friend coming from the actual preacher's house.
Wasn't there a country?
It says a lot.
Wasn't there a country song named "Son of a Preacher Man"?
Son of a Preacher Man,
yeah. I mean,
they are the worst. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Don't let them fool you.
Right.
I bet that song was great, though. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how true is it though? Like, it must be for a lot of people who get in, who are born and raised in extreme religious households, right? And it has to be weird and hard.
It's very hard. I was banned as a teenager. My mother banned me from playing my music in the house, period. I had to literally carry my whole stereo system. And back in the 80s, it was a big freaking
system.
Was
heavy.
They were heavy.
It was heavy. I had to carry that shit out into the backyard to play my music.
Come on, John. If you were playing heavy metal, I kind of really don't blame her.
Well, I did not play the devil stuff in front of them.
Quote unquote, the devil stuff, right?
Well, it literally was. I mean, I was playing Def Leppard, I think, at the time.
Okay.
Early Def Leppard stuff. And I probably made the walls shake a little bit, but it's a small house. It's a 2-bedroom house. I mean, my God, you can't get away from it, right?
Right.
So, but I was banned from listening to my music. I did try to get slick, and I put a stereo on the porch and brought the speakers into the house. And I said, I'm not playing music in the house, Mom.
There you go.
Trying to be smart about it.
Yeah, that went over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, that she wasn't buying that shit. But,
yeah.
But I tried.
Right.
But I told him that anything would be better than living in with that house. And,
I bet.
I didn't even have a job when I moved out. All I had was the money I made in the Army from my training.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And I put it all down on an apartment. Didn't even have a job. And that's how badly I wanted out. I knew I could get a job.
Yeah.
I knew I'd find something. Anything was better than living there, in my opinion.
Right.
So me and Buddy just moved out, and I think I was 19, and I finally moved out and never looked back.
Okay. So you've established what you love about music. You went and bought all of your hardware. What type of instruments do you own?
Ooh, I've got a lot of electric guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Got one bass guitar.
You still play them?
I do.
Oh, nice.
I'm no good at it, but I play it. It's kind of like synth. I suck at it, but I like to play it. So
define good. Define
good.
Yeah,
you're pretty good.
I mean, I don't know jack shit about music theory or
Mm-hmm.
I barely remember anything from high school from music.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably pick up a saxophone and still be able to play it, but
hot cross buns.
Yeah, I could probably get away with Mary Had a Little Lamb or something, but to me, it's as much of an art as it is an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I consider all my instruments art. Same with my pedals. they say never buy a pedal, just on its looks. Fuck that. I buy them because they look good. No, I go on.
And then John says, and then I make them sound good.
And then I make them sound good. Hell, I don't care. I think they all sound good because it just depends on how you use them,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's not your jam, then you're never going to make that pedal sound good. But I think there's a place for everything. I mean, listening to Frank Zappa growing up, I mean, my God, that man could make anything sound good.
Right.
Yeah.
He could play on the spokes on a bicycle, make it sound good.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right back, John. You're in
Sure,
charge.
yeah.
You're in charge. Make sure this one over here doesn't destroy the channel, please.
Yeah. I had to tell her in chat, like, can you get me some caffeine, please?
I see. Caffeine,
I was
coffee.
I was riding this damn Peloton for the better part of the day, and it fucking kicked my ass. So
So I look at the message in chat, and I'm like, oh, you want me to go make you some?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm going to spin this around so you can kind of see what.
Let's look at it. Let's look at what you got.
See if I can get this turned around here a little bit. Oops.
John said, if you play country music backwards, it's uplifting.
Yeah, exactly. Your dog comes back, and your wife doesn't leave you. And...
he said your dog comes back and your wife didn't leave you.
Oh, that's very true.
That's true. Yeah. Bring it on back. Country music.
I love it.
Yeah, look at those.
So different.
Is that first one, the red one? Is that a Jay Tercer or?
This is a gosh dang it, what's it called? Paul Reed Smith.
A what?
PRS.
A
Paul Reed
PRS.
Smith. Yeah, Paul Reed Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Fender Stratocaster, the Jazzmaster, which is probably my favorite. I love Jazzmaster, Telly, Explorer type, hollow body, and the SG. So that's kind of my guitars.
Yeah.
And I've got my synth here. This is the sequential Rev 2. Of course, my little mini freak there. Back over here, I got the Edge, and then of course the Ambient Zero, and then over here is my Arturia Mini Brute 2S, and of course a little keyboard. That's about it. That's about all. I mean, I literally just started playing synthesizer about, July of last year.
Oh, so a lot of us are just now getting into this.
Yes, this is totally new for me.
Yeah,
totally new.
You, myself, Apollo Hanzo.
Which I don't know how Apollo can say he just started. That dude
is wild, isn't he? He is the way he can get around his keys and his scales. Kind of. It's puzzling to me, but some people can pick it up faster than others.
I'm slow as fuck.
Same here. It's still taking me. It's still quite the learning curve for myself. And when I hear people like Kent and Scott,
oh my God,
the Machines one,
yes,
Uncle Chrome, and all these guys here, it's just like
everybody in here.
Yeah, I've got so much to learn. Shit, even Dawless house music. I was like, man, he's doing some shit. You know whose channel I just walked in on today? And I'm kind of late to a lot of channels, but us over here, we have so much we need to do and so many channels to look at. We don't want to let people down, and it just takes us some time to finally make it to your channel. But when we do, we look at everything. And I just rolled into John Bedham's channel. I call him John Bedham, but he may have a different way of saying it. And he's in the chat now. But what he's doing with this turntable and his modular setup, it's a beautiful thing. And I was just like in awe, like, the fuck is this guy doing?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And so that's my channel right now, you know?
Yeah. I hit that bell on everybody. Everybody gets a bell.
And I try to spend there, like even our modder, Steve Sonas, right? Just think about how long he's been here and how long he's supported Monkey Island.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was able to get to his channel Saturday, parts of Friday, but Saturday is when I was like, okay, Steve has different content up here. And so I invested a couple of hours into his channel, and he has some stuff on Bandcamp I still haven't been able to get into and purchase yet. You know, we're still dealing with finance issues, and it's just that these people's livelihood just runs so deep, and you just want to support the people that's supporting you. And sometimes I think, sometimes I think we sold ourselves a little too short because we're spread so thin. So my brother would go and attack certain channels. I would attack certain channels. The wife would attack certain channels. And then we kind of like meet up and tell each other about the channels.
Right.
So we can kind of be there.
Yeah. You want to spread that love out as much as possible.
How do you do it, John? How are you able to navigate YouTube and get to the entire family?
It's hard sometimes. I may not even, a lot of times I can't catch the lives. I mean, unfortunately we all work and, have to make a living.
Right.
But, I mean, like I said, I go to your page, I'll hit that bell, and I try to catch content just as often as I can. And just from the chats, new people join, I always go to their page and hit that like and hit that bell, and try to give everybody a little love every chance I get. And,
right. Yeah. I just, it's a very finicky situation for us who are behind the channel and the family who are on the other side of the channel. I never want to let anyone think we are not of our word, but it's just so much talent out there and so many people to watch and learn from. Because literally when I go to these channels, I'm literally trying to learn something,
Same.
And I just took myself out of this doom scroll mentality a few months ago. I know you heard me speak about this, but I don't doom scroll anymore. I just surf to find people who need my attention, who need to display their art onto someone. I feel like, I owe it to people, and it's worth my time. So when I look back on my life and I think about how I spent my time, it was with people who put an art out there and they deserved my time,
Absolutely. Probably the biggest thing you can do is just to support each other, especially the small channels. Get them some playtime. Get them out there. There's some, they're so damn good. You're like, how can their numbers be so damn low? It's like, that is so unfair.
It's wild to me. I just don't get it. I'll never understand. But we could probably sit here and blame the major radio industries. We could probably blame record industries because they have the power to easily go on, these platforms and push the small person. But it's like unfortunate. What is that going to do for them? How does it pay their bills? And
Right.
Why should they push the small man. We're just small people, you know?
Right. Right.
And it's just a sad reality. And I've always wished that there was a radio channel that was large enough and was funded by the people to where you probably wouldn't hear the same song twice in 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
4 months, maybe
Wouldn't that be
even,
something?
right?
Wouldn't,
Maybe even a year.
my God, you know, I think about, radio and you hear the same shit every single day. You can almost set your watch to it.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's like, dude, I just want to hear something different. I said, this band has more than 3 songs. Come on, play
Hmm.
something else.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's life, right? America is not the same America it was 50 years ago.
oh, Jesus,
And
no.
and it wasn't the same as it was 100 years ago, you know? And for some reason, don't get me wrong, I love the country in which I was born, and I love my fellow countrymen. And I'm a very patriotic person when it comes to this country.
I know you
But
are.
but I see America how I want to see America, not what America shows me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't totally know what you mean.
And
Um,
somehow I just want it to be better. I want us to do better, and we're not doing it.
Me and my wife have had this conversation. It's like, I would not be so anxious to serve in the military in this day and age as I was back then.
Hmm.
I can't say I'm any less patriotic, but sometimes I just feel like it's not the same place it was 40 years ago when I first started. Um, I don't know that I'd want to defend it like I did 40 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the same place like you said, and
Hmm.
I don't know that we'll ever get back to. I don't know if we'll ever get back to good, but we just got to keep fighting the good fight, I guess. And
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's literally left in the people's hands. You know, it's
that's a good point because the people, we are the people. We run this country, not the people in the White House or the Congress.
right.
We need to remember that.
Hmm.
That we're in charge. They are not in charge. We need to tell them. We need to write to our congressmen and tell them what we want.
Right.
Not them telling us what they're going to do. No,
Right.
we're telling you what you're going to do.
They're supposed to be our, representation.
Represent right. And I think we
Right.
forget that sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
That we don't just go along to get along. We
Hmm.
got to we got to be a voice. We got to say, hey, look, I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing.
Right.
I voted for you. You need to do your damn job.
Hmm.
And I think as Americans, we need to remember
Yeah.
that we're in charge.
Right.
They're not in charge.
With your background in the food industry, and I guess I was gonna wait till my wife returned with the coffee. Maybe I should wait because she's very passionate about the industry. So let's
Okay.
let's
Yes.
stay
Wait.
yeah, let's stay away from that for now.
Okay. You bet. You bet.
Someone in chat said, let me see who it was here because I thought it was funny as hell. Was it the Wookiee? Somebody said something about Andy's drones behind you. Or not Andy's drones, but that you had a bunch of synchrotrons behind you, and I was trying to understand what they meant by it. Hang on. I don't know how to tag these things here.
Oh, I see. That's why that's three little synchrotrons attached to the wall behind him.
That's what it was. Are those gnomes behind you?
They are gnomes. They are gnomes.
The wife said you struggled with what animal you wanted to be for the thumbnail, and I looked at it and I said, John relates with a fucking duck, and she goes, it was either that or gnome, and we kind of did the gnome for Andy already, and I was just like, but a duck?
Got my little duckies, man. Got my little duckies.
Yeah. So you like ducks and gnomes, huh?
Well, I carry one of these little guys when I travel, and I take a picture of them everywhere I go, and they're like my little travel buddy.
Yeah.
So everywhere, like I got in Dubai, I took a little picture of my little ducky with me, the little travel partner.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, it's silly shit, but I'm always a kid at heart.
Yeah.
No matter how old I get, I'm a kid.
Yeah. Is that why you're a fan of the Synth Samurai show? Because of his imagination and what he's doing with that channel?
Yeah. He can take you on a story that just, like, you get so immersed, he has got such an imagination. Yeah. I wish I could articulate like he does. I just don't. I mean, I've always been artistic. I've always liked art and creativity, but I am very much an introvert, and just one of the reasons why I became part of the audit team was because public speaking is hard for me.
Right.
Getting in front of other people and talking is difficult for me. But as long as I'm talking about a subject that I'm well versed in, I can do a pretty decent job.
Right.
So it gets me in front of an audience because they have vendor representatives at these audits that this is their product, so they want to know what's going on with it. And so when I audit their product, that we do it in front of a group of representatives from that company, so they can see exactly what product is going out.
Right.
Because the product we're looking at is for DoD. It's for the Department of Defense's military. So it's kind of what I used to do in the military. So it's just kind of a continuation of that. And it's something I always enjoyed doing. The only difference is when I did it in the military, I didn't have to do it in front of a group of people.
Right.
Which is kind of unnerving, It's like, how do I talk about this product in front of a group of 20, 30 people,
I was just telling Synth Samurai this morning, we had a long conversation, and I said your ability to use your imagination the way you do, and I guess we were talking about how some of his viewers he sent over here, some of them didn't understand what was going over here on Monkey Island, and they're not here. They don't vibe with the channel, and
which is fine.
Yeah. And a lot of our viewers that went over there didn't vibe with the channel. It's fine. But a few of them did, and a few of ours did. And I have to imagine it's because they seen what it truly is. And I was telling Sammy, I was like, when the wife and I and my brother,
calls him Sammy. I have no idea what his name is, but he calls him Sammy.
Apollo calls him. Yeah. So when I was,
I call him Captain R.
Yeah. R. So I was telling them when we were in your comment section, a lot of people totally miss what he's really saying, and
exactly right.
What's really about 10% of his people get what he's saying, and there's a lot of people here, I think, in our channel that who come for their first time or who's only been here for a few, they have zero context. They miss something about
the totality of it all.
What the channel is. You
right.
know? Right. And for you to come over, and this is where it's going to lead to the question, for you to come over from there and Synth Samurai is saying, go check out Symptoms of Reality. What made you stick around, John?
It was both community and, as you know, I love drone. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, I've got to get that out. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people from Synth Samurai and the EchoCraft channel
mm-hmm.
were watching your channel. And so, you know, you get in the chat and you just start chatting with people and listening and chatting and whatnot. And next thing you know, you're part of the group.
Yep.
And that's kind of how it went with me. At first time I watched Synth Samurai show, I was like, I don't know that I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It reminded me, funny enough, of David Lee Roth from Van Halen. That's
mm-hmm.
how he reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
He's an entertainer.
Right.
And I didn't know quite how to take him. Is he serious? Is he joking? Is this his real persona? Or is he just putting on?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And the more I watched him, the more I realized he's an entertainer. He's just an entertainer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take, Diamond Dave, that's right.
Yeah.
Got it.
I thought WWF, I thought NWA wrestling, WCW, like way back in the day, you know?
Oh, yeah. Back when it was really
over
wrestling. The top.
Yeah.
Over the top, yeah.
But, you know, did you understand the contrast you were going from Synth Samurai to Symptoms of Reality?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nobody wants to watch the same damn channel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need variety.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to watch comedy all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch some drama, or you want to watch some documentary, or you want to watch something other than just one type of.
You need flavor in life.
You need a little flavor, a little spice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what attracts me to a channel. And some of it is just, the music is so damn good.
Yeah.
And it inspires you. It's like, God, how did they make it sound like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or how did they do their backgrounds? How did they get all this cool ass graphics?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
mm-hmm.
that's still stuff I'm trying to learn. I still don't know how to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you like droning. Have you caught Secretrons?
Oh, yes.
So I sing in the chat is asking, he said, I wonder if John knows that he has a bunch of little Secretrons.
Oh, we already talked about that.
Okay, hanging in the back. All
right. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah. When I was doing when I was trying to create the thumbnail and I was asking John, like, okay, so what do you want to be represented by, right? And he said, I collect gnomes and rubber duckies.
Yeah.
Hence the ducky.
I do.
Because we had already done the gnome.
Gnomes, yes.
For Synchrotron. I'm like, I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
But my donkeys, my donks.
And the donkeys, But the rubber duck, I was like, the rubber ducky. Mm-hmm. We just got to do that one.
John, my duckies.
John, when you were a part of Symptoms of Reality, okay?
Yes.
And you're a huge part of it. Now you're locked in. We just haven't found a monkey name for you yet.
That's all right.
Rubber monkey.
Rubber monkey.
Rubber monkey.
It's perfect.
Gimp monkey.
I really wish, John, I just saw Scotty came in the house.
Yes.
I really wish Black Jesus could bless you right now.
He'll bless some tomorrow.
Yeah, Black Jesus, Scotty, could you bless John tomorrow? Studio8FX.
Don't forget.
I can hear Scotty now. I sure will, Lamont.
Yes.
Tay.
Tay. Okay, since the wife is back,
Yes.
okay, there's two things we want to ask you. And I want to start with this first before we get to Dubai.
Okay.
With your profession being into horticulture, basically with the animals and what's going on with them, and I mean, I would imagine, are we consuming the right animal, and do they have any diseases? I'm going to dive in conspiracy here.
Okay.
What about our food chain do you think is 100% animal, and what about it do you think is genetically modified? Is there such a thing? Are you seeing any evidence of that? Can you speak about it?
I can speak on what I know, that once they get to the feedlots, I know they're injected with, I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of like growth hormone type thing, to get them to, pardon the pun, beef up quicker,
Right.
and get more of that marbling into that muscle, or market. A lot of it is genetic, as far as like, say, an Angus compared to a Holstein, compared to a Hereford, compared to whatever. There are different I don't want to say flavor, but definitely affects the marbling. You know what I'm talking about when I'm saying marbling.
Yeah,
in the
John.
muscle.
Okay, let's stop. I used to raise my own cattle, pigs, and chickens on my property for many years, and I would get different types of cattle.
Sure.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. I know about the marbling and how to finish off certain animals, and you know, I understand what Kobe is. I understand what a heifer is over a bull, and how to choose a certain animal for what you want, for a food supply. So a lot of people don't know. So let's start with the particular species that are most common in the U.S. food chain, and explain to them what the marbling is, and try to give them some context. It doesn't have to be long, but just some context so we can understand what you're talking about.
Sure. Can you give me 1 second and I can go grab you some visuals?
Oh,
sure.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 1 second.
I love visuals. You know, we should bring in those legs in one day and give
those horse limbs.
Yeah,
those legs
the
I
viewers,
cut off. Yeah, I cut some horse legs off, and now we use them for education. Yeah, and fortunately, we found a woman in New York who does the curating for horse limbs for education.
That took months.
I don't know if you can see this. This is a ribeye grid.
Okay.
This is what we use to measure the ribeyes with.
I'm gonna
now this is how we determine.
Leave that right there for a minute, John. She's going to solo your picture.
Okay.
There you go.
Ah, very interesting.
Now this can determine yield grade. It can also determine if something fits for certified Angus. All depending upon the size of the ribeye and the weight of the carcass. I won't go into the full detail of how we determine yield grade, because that would be a whole different program. It would take a while. But each one of these dots represents 1/10 of an inch. So each one of these dots is 1/10 of an inch.
Wow.
If the dark area here, this is 13 inches total.
Okay.
This is 2 inches. This is 1 inch. This is 1 inch. This is 3 inches, and this is 8 inches. So, and then you got this one down here. I don't know if you can really make it out too well. This line here. This is the biggest a certified Angus ribeye can be. Anything bigger than this, it is no longer a certified Angus.
Okay. Why is that?
Because the American Angus Academy doesn't want them any bigger than that. They write the standard for that, and they determine the smallest it can be is this. Again, you can't see it, but it can't be bigger, smaller than a 10-inch ribeye, and it can't be bigger than a 16-inch ribeye. That's their requirements. All we do is ensure that we adhere to that.
Right.
So, give you an idea of what different grades and why they're of certain grades. This is the lowest that we grade. This picture here. You can probably barely see any white in there, right?
Right.
Barely any marbling.
Yeah.
That is what we call a slight zero. That is the bottom of select. So if you see a select on a package, don't get it.
He said, "Don't run.
Don't buy it. I mean, they could literally sell you something that looks like that.
Wow. And I've seen some meat products that look like that, John.
Yeah.
In our grocery stores.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. Now this picture here is the smallest you can get. This is the lowest you can get for a choice. Anything less than that is a select. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the minimum. That is the rock bottom of choice.
Man, I'm learning so much. Now I know how to buy meat.
Right.
Oh, I will after this.
Yes.
And here is the rock bottom of prime.
Okay. So this is prime cut we're talking about.
Right. Prime marbling. This is the lowest marbling you can get for a prime. Anything less than that is choice. Okay. Now, this one is where you get into certified Angus. It has to have this much marbling in it to be considered certified Angus. Anything less than that cannot be certified.
Wow. Okay.
So it's my job to go around to the plants, check my graders, and make sure that they are not hitting anything other than this or better.
Okay. Okay. So what do you have a picture of the absolute best?
I think he's working his way up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Maybe not the absolute best, but damn near it.
Don't let me rush you, John. Take us through the steps.
Okay. This is considered moderately abundant, which means there's one higher than this. But we don't have pictures for it because what's the point? Once you get higher than this.
Tone Smith, real quick before you show that one. Johnny said, I never thought I'd get a lesson on beef marmaling on this channel, but here we are. And now we're hungry.
Yeah. And what you don't know, Tone Smith, is my brother and I raised cattle.
That's so
Herefords and Angus almost our entire adult life. And people need to know this. And this is part of symptoms of reality. It's not all music. It's life. It's our reality and things that are involved in it.
VP said this has always been a food channel, and it has.
Yeah,
some
it has.
way,
Them Cinnabons,
shape,
though. Them Cinnabons.
Yeah, we always be talking about food.
Okay, go ahead, John. Sorry.
All right, here we go.
So what's that? That would be what grade?
That is moderately abundant prime.
That's prime.
There's actually one higher than this, but we don't have pictures for it because once it hits abundant, that's it. I mean, they say very abundant, but what's that? I mean, it's practically all white.
So for me, why is why is more marbling better than less marbling?
It's the fat
the
red
tenderness.
meat. Yes.
Oh,
It's the ratio
okay.
between the both.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Because me looking at it, that one looked like it had more meat, like you have more meat when it's more red. So I'm like, oh yeah, let me get that one.
Well, fat is flavor, as you know.
Right.
And so, of course, and then there's different textures of marbling too.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the fine marbling, medium, and then the coarse marble. The, the the fine is the best because that's going to render out the quickest.
Gotcha.
Once you get into coarse marble, well, now you're going to have to render it a bit longer to break that fat down. And
so what in the heck were you doing in Dubai?
Okay, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Before I know this is going to be a part of the meat group here.
Yes.
Genetically modified meat.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a such thing? Are we forcing these cows to grow faster for the population, or are we in the lab modifying meat to mimic what natural meat does as far as protein synthesis?
Both. I think both.
Okay, explain that.
Well, as you know, from your experience yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how to finish cattle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's meat science. I mean, people go to school to learn how to get the best marbling into that cow as they can possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an ongoing program. I mean, you think 20, 30 years ago, the heaviest carcass was about 800 pounds.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, we're getting 1,300 pound carcasses.
Jesus.
And
almost twice the size.
yes, and our rails, our system is not built for that.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally snapping rails in these plants.
Wow.
Because of the weight of these carcasses, it's not made for that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we're definitely modifying and injecting, for lack of better words, these cattle to get them bigger for market, especially now when we have such a shortage.
So,
Right.
so do you think there's a lab out there that's kind of created synthetic meat and has already been selling it to the public to counter offense the cattle game?
I don't think they're selling it yet, but they're definitely working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a 3D printer.
Wasn't there a movie we watched where like this lady was making Thanksgiving dinner and all she did was punch in a few something in the computer she was at, and all of a sudden it was like a full Thanksgiving dinner on her table.
Right.
And then she beamed herself back to work because she had an emergency or something like that. It was crazy.
As kooky as it was.
And you can see it print, like the dinner was printing on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was insane.
As kooky as it is, we've identified a lot of our chemistry in our foods that, we can literally make these things. How far away is it, John? What's the tipping point when animal is just not gonna cut it fast enough? And are we injecting our poultry? And
of course,
are we feeding these pigs something we shouldn't be in these cows?
Well, how do you think mad cow came to be?
Yeah,
of course we are. I'm sure we're doing all sorts of things that wouldn't
kooky
be
wild stuff.
ethically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to tell you that.
Right.
But
Asif said, I hope we talk swine.
Yeah. But you're not just in charge of just beef. You're in charge of poultry and swine, correct?
Well, no, I'm not. Poultry's on the other side. We're meat and poultry.
Okay.
I cover the meat side.
Mm-hmm.
Poultry is the other side of our division.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eventually probably going to get cross-trained in it, and I've done it in the military, so it's not like I don't know how. It's just I'm not certified in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably will be eventually because, as you know, we have a government freeze on right now,
Right.
and we had folks all lined up to be hired because we're so short-handed, and they cut them loose.
Wow.
The bureaucracy and red tape just to get somebody from the time that we pick them to the time that they get hired on takes about 5 months. Now,
What?
how can anybody sit around for 5 months waiting for a job?
Yeah, you
Right.
can't.
You can't.
Nobody can.
You can't.
Yeah.
But that says a lot about how the country's been ran for the past few years.
The bureaucracy is
That's
disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
Because taxpayers, the taxpayer who continuously pays their taxes every year, and it goes to our government, the heads of our government don't have an issue with spending someone's money they don't personally know. It actually makes it very easy to spend taxpayers' money on things that don't matter to us, because what connection do you have with these people? You give a fuck about these people. Let's just spend the money on things we're not going to tell them about and things they don't even need to know. And let's send most of it overseas and get ourselves in more shit, you know? And who's going to stop this country and go, look, okay, enough's enough.
Right.
We're not taking care of our people. Why are we helping someone else?
We're gonna get a chicken coop here when the weather gets a bit better and stuff, because eggs are freaking expensive.
Oh my God, man! You might have to take out a second mortgage.
Right?
Yeah, it's insane.
You know, yeah, it's beyond a joke.
And if I didn't become like, if I didn't have this inability to like dissociate, we would probably have cows and pigs, but I would probably go out there and name them, and so we would never butcher any of them.
Right. That's why I couldn't get cows and pigs here, because she's very fond of animals, and I am too. But I'm an avid hunter, and people have this.
He can dissociate a lot better than I can.
People have this misconception about hunters as if we don't care about animals, and it's the exact opposite.
Yeah,
it's conservation.
Yes, a good hunter is a land steward. You go in how you found it, but there are some people in the hunting field that make us look horrible.
Bad, yeah.
They're poachers.
Yep.
They hunt out of season. Yep. They're not behaving to the guidelines. When we're not supposed to kill something, don't kill it. But when something is too far in advance and too high in numbers, you have to maintain it, because we've done certain things to this world where we've wiped out its main source of predator, and now we have to act the part. There's so much that goes into being a hunter. No one wants to read about it and understand it. They just want to criticize it.
Yeah, there was a documentary. I forget who made it. Very popular documentary, and it was called "A Day in the Life Without a Mexican." Right, and it was based on like border issues and illegals coming and working here and stuff like that. And it was the premise was, gosh, I forgot who did this documentary, but it was like, okay, fine. What if we don't allow any of them in and work and stuff like that? What would happen? Who would do those jobs? And so I thought to myself, it would be another great idea for a documentary if we did one day of not killing anything. not one insect, not one spider, not anything, and see what would happen. Who would end up being like number one?
Right.
Like if you just refuse to do that, like it would change, you know, everything.
The whole paradigm.
Everything.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a reason why we have evolution.
Yeah. Is our food okay? I don't know how to say this, John. Are we fucked in the future with the way we're doing our food? Is there always going to be an ample supply there? Are we always going to stay ahead of the?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know, is my honest answer. When I was in 7th grade, this planet had 4 billion people on it. I don't know why I remember that shit, but in geography, I remember in 7th grade, we had 4 billion people on this planet. That was probably 1979, I think. Today, we have double that. 40 years from now, 50 years from now, we'll probably have 16 billion people on this planet.
Right.
We're going to run out of room. We're already running out of room.
Yeah.
Where are we going to raise these the plants and animals that we need to survive? I don't know. Do we have an endless supply of water? No, we don't. Unless we come up with a way to siphon the ocean and get the salt out of it, we're not going to have that either.
Right. Yeah. But there is there is reverse osmosis. I'm very good friends with an ex-Navy submarine person and or personnel, and he explained reverse osmosis to me. So he said it's possible to take the ocean and
it is possible. Yeah. It's very expensive, but it's possible.
Yeah. And he's like, we have to gear ourselves to that.
Yeah. We're in our last hour. We usually open up the chat to questions, but
we're kind of falling behind.
Yeah, I really want to know
what happened in Dubai and what's their food like.
Okay. The best I can describe it is it's a big city. It's just a big city. I don't care if you've been to New York or Chicago or wherever big city you can think of. It's just that. Except, I don't know, how do I explain this? The traffic, I lived in DC for 4 years. I know what bad traffic is like. This traffic put those to shame.
Damn.
Yeah.
It made the I-95 Beltway look like
nothing.
Nothing.
Jeez.
We were 30 minutes from the plant that we were supposed to be at Thursday morning for our audit. We were 3.5 hours late on a 30-minute drive.
Damn.
So did you like leave 30 minutes beforehand and you were like, oh, we're going to be totally cool?
Yeah, we left at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Supposed to be there for 7.
Had no idea.
No idea. We literally went the opposite direction for about 3 hours.
Oh my.
And we were like following the lead auditor, and we were like, this isn't right. This isn't right. What is he doing? This isn't right. He's like, oh, we're taking a different way. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're taking the wrong way.
Yeah.
You were like, this is in the opposite direction of the plant. Was this do a big circle or something? We were like, this ain't right.
Man.
And it took us to some shady ass, backward ass fucking, I don't know where the hell we were.
Oh no.
It wasn't a good place. And you talk about roundabouts. I know the Brits here understand about roundabouts real well. My God, they got roundabouts.
Yeah.
And
they're like 10 rows long, right? And they're like insane. Yeah. Costa Rica is kind of the same way. Our roundabouts are, if you're stuck in the middle, good luck trying to get out.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And well, these guys don't give a fuck. They will take it from you.
Jeez.
They don't ask permission. It's like, here I come and get the fuck out of my way.
As Yo had said, they got roundabouts within roundabouts. It's nuts.
Yeah. Let's just say I was sucking upholstery most of the way. You know?
Oh, gosh. That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in a rental car in a foreign country. And just, I said, if I ever have to do another overseas audit, I am not fucking driving.
Yeah.
Right.
We will take an Uber everywhere. I don't give a shit what it costs them.
Right.
I am not doing it. Not doing it. No fucking way.
That's scary.
I mean, they passed the limits of my medication.
Damn.
He said I need a refill.
I literally needed extra. Oh, I didn't tell you the part where they lost my bags, and they were sitting in the Newark airport while I'm in Dubai with all my medication in it.
No.
So yeah, that's the whole thing was a shit show to begin with. All right. As you know, I was waiting on that stupid visa.
Yes.
I finally got it Thursday. We left Saturday. I got it on Thursday. I got my passport back Friday. That's how fucking close it was.
Jeez.
We didn't know what we were going to do. So anyway, got through all that horse shit. I had to fly to Newark, New Jersey from Amarillo, Texas. That's about 5.5 hour flight. Then get on to a flight to Dubai, which is another 15-hour flight. Basically lost all of Sunday. Sunday's gone by the time we got there. It was, I think we arrived Sunday night at about 7 p.m. and we I left on Saturday at about 1 p.m.
Wow.
I lost pretty much a whole day.
How long was the flight?
From Newark to Dubai is about 15 hours.
Jeez.
And I had to get to Newark, which is about another 5.5 hours.
Man.
Then they didn't ship my bag. It was stuck in Newark. So I didn't get my baggage till about midnight Monday night. The audit went well. The audit was great. That part, wonderful. Food's good. That mall is bonkers, as you saw, the ski lifts and inside the mall.
Oh, the big mall of Dubai. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was nuts.
It says currently Dubai has a population of 3.79 million people.
I didn't even know that, but I believe every bit of it. Lots of young people. Lots of young people. The place never shuts down. It's 24/7.
Not with almost 3.
Yeah, but they're marketing
Dubai
to the younger people to leave their countries and come here. It's where you want to be.
It's not where I want to be.
Yeah, but you're not the youngest people either.
You're right. You got that shit right. You got that shit right. This old bastard wants to sit his ass right where it's at.
Yeah. That's the party city life.
Fuck yeah.
The only reason Dubai looks appealing to me is because of the outskirts. When I look at the homes in the outskirts, I'm not looking at the city. I'm looking at the desert outskirts that look beautiful. Because I'm a desert boy.
Yeah, and it's funny. So out of the 3.79 million people there, the population, more than 90% of that
are in the city.
Are expats.
Or SPACs. It explains
it.
It explains
it.
Yeah.
All the outlets are British outlets. They've got all the different British stores. Oh God, why can't I think of Boots and Marks and Spencers and
good old colonialism.
Oh yeah.
Man. Yeah, they have Baskin Robbins. They got McDonald's. They got Burger King.
Westernized.
They even have a Raising Cane's, if you can believe that shit.
What?
Yeah.
We just barely got one.
Yeah.
How did we get one?
Yeah.
They got one in Dubai.
I swear, if you tell me they got an In-N-Out, I will flip my shit.
Okay, well, I won't tell you then.
Okay, thank you. Damn. Okay, Crazy Rabbit has opened up the question. He's the first one to ask. Oh wait, you have one more?
Yeah.
Hurry up, because
Did you?
Get
Okay.
Driver starts at 5.
Okay, really quick. Did you study the meat in Dubai, and is their source better than the U.S. source?
We get all of ours from the U.S. That's part of the deal
Mhm.
with the American Cattlemen's Association. We have to have American beef
Okay.
to go to American
People.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So everything was purchased from the U.S.
Oh, that's good. At least some things are still being purchased from the U.S. Fuck.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
For real.
It kind of sucked because when I was working in Germany, I was supposed to go to to Hungary and work in a slaughterhouse.
Mhm.
But then the American Cattlemen's Association said, nope, all beef must come from the U.S.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
Yeah.
that kind of went out the window,
Yeah.
which would have
Yeah.
been nice. But
Yeah.
understandable. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Whatever.
We're definitely gonna have you back, John. I'm gonna turn it over to the
Cool.
Yes.
to the
To
Love
the
to do it again.
viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to dive deeper. But
Oh,
go ahead.
I have a ton of
Ton of questions. Yeah.
Okay, chat, go ahead, start asking your questions. Crazy Rabbit already has one in. He wants to know if you had the choice between Dubai and a family Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, God. Oh,
Which-
Jesus.
Why
which,
done lost his goddamn mind?
which one would you pick?
Fuck.
I mean, he signed up for the army, for God's sake. Like,
I'll tell you what, if I don't have to drive in that fucking country, I will take
Mm-hmm.
Dubai.
see?
Damn. Damn.
Oh gosh, and
I am not driving there. If I have
Yeah,
to drive, forget it. I'll go see the family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Ooh, it's just like right there.
Right?
Do I get a driver? Can I get Uber? Then Dubai it is.
Dubai it is.
There you go.
Ooh.
That-
Yeah,
that's
yeah. You got to come
That's
back.
wild.
That's wild.
Hands
Wow.
down. Hands
Yeah.
down.
I want to understand that.
Hands down, he said too.
You,
Yeah,
you coming back, John.
yeah, because
My stress levels, boy.
Yeah.
we need a part 2. You know, maybe we can convince your brother to come on your part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
let's
would
do
be
that.
so
He would
amazing. Uncle Chrome, in true Uncle Chrome fashion, he always asks, shaken or stirred?
Oh, stirred.
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 John has a question. It's a pedal question.
Mm-hmm.
Metal zone or heavy metal?
Metal Zone, baby.
I like to see Studio8FX get fucking excited with
Right?
pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking gear nut.
Uncle Jerry's World wants to know for Studio8FX, do you accept Black Jesus in your life?
So here we go.
Black Jesus always been in my life.
Yeah,
Come in, hell
Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Johnny, you're going to black heaven after that. I'm sure Black Jesus would agree. You're going to go to black heaven, and they're going to feed you as much grape Kool-Aid as possible.
That's all I want is my damn Kool-Aid and fried chicken.
The purple one. Oh, Moser said he had a question. Did I
Okay,
miss?
did we miss his
Oh,
question?
Yes, I did. He wants to know, in Dubai, were the people nice?
Oh, yeah. Very
Oh, okay.
friendly. Very friendly.
Yeah.
Everybody was very helpful. Very
I
nice.
figured they were because,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. It's 90% expat there. So why
Right.
wouldn't they be nice to the people who are literally making their country?
Was there
Literally.
Yeah.
was there a language barrier, John?
No.
Oh,
No,
good.
everybody spoke English. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Biscuit says phase 90 or phase 45.
Ooh, 90.
90.
90.
Let's see.
Got to go with the old school. Got to
I
go.
wonder what Biscuit's going to say about that.
Right.
Who else?
Yeah. I have a question. When you were, how long were you in Dubai for?
About 6 days.
6 days. What did you eat? And what
Oh,
was your
God.
favorite thing that you ate?
Ooh. Mm.
And did you
I
eat the
don't-
meat?
Well, I ate chicken because I'm not a lamb person. I do not like lamb.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can grate it, but I don't eat it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I ate chicken. I was getting a little bit tired of curry. I can only have so much curry. my wife being British, I get a lot of curry anyway. So, um, yeah, I would say probably the, I don't know what it's called, but it was really, really good. It was like some kind of curried chicken in rice. Um, how else do I describe it? Came in like a little iron skillet,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
they had this giant piece of bread. It wasn't naan,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just like this big flat bread, big piece of bread. You just rip a piece off, and
I wonder what
uh,
it was.
Hmm.
but I don't know, but it was really good.
And so the chicken ones.
Biscuit
Mm,
asked why
Yeah.
the 90 over the 45.
just a preference, I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't put a finger on it.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm not sure. Just my preference, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Steve has a question. He says, "What instrument other than guitar pedals, or keys would you like to complete for your studio?"
Ooh, good question. Hmm. God. Tenor sax.
Mm.
Oh,
Tenor sax.
Mm.
nice.
I would love to have a tenor.
Yeah.
Um, I listened to this band called um, uh, why did this go out of my head?
We're getting old, John. That's
Mm-hmm.
why.
Yeah, it always.
That it's oh yeah, my memory
Mm.
is shot. I'm thinking
Mm.
about doing that. What do they call that? Microdosing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 I'm a big
I'm,
fan
I'm,
of that. Yeah.
are you?
More,
Yeah.
Asio has said
Send me some
more.
information if you would.
Yep. Yep. On psilocybin, right?
Hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Please.
he has a lot of
Yeah. The
information.
fungus among us is helping us in many ways, John.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, and I
Mm.
really need to do that. But yeah, it's band. I can't even remember the
Mm.
freaking name of it. Anyway,
Asio said morphine, M O
morphine,
R Morphine.
Yeah, well, I listen to Morphine also. It's really good,
Mm-hmm.
really good band. This is called something ship or some. God damn it! Why can I think? My brain is fried.
It's because you're
Mm.
trying too hard
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. But at any rate,
Yeah.
this guy plays uh, the tenor sax in there, and it just got this jazzy feel to it, and it just it's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if I find them, I'll post them on the
Please do.
Discord.
Discord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you an
Okay.
idea.
Yeah. Next question.
Is Crazy Rabbit.
Uh,
Biggest pet peeve.
Ooh, liars,
love it.
liars.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Love
My
it.
God, I fucking hate liars.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
My son growing up had the worst habit of lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I would catch him and I'd say, just tell me the truth. I
Yeah.
promise I won't do anything, but just come clean.
Sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Despise liars.
Despise it. Just come clean.
Yeah,
I
there's no
said, I
point.
won't punish you if you just tell me the truth. Couldn't do it. Could
Yeah.
not fucking do it. And I knew that he was lying. I was full face lying. And it,
Yeah.
oh, it just made me so mad.
Mm.
How many kids do you have, John?
Two.
Two.
Got my daughter will be 24 in June, and my son turns 21 next month. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. Crazy Rabbit has another good question. I think I know the answer to this one. He wants to know, give up meat or give up your music?
Oh, that's not nice. Oh,
I think that's why he
hell.
asked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel. I would have to give up meat because music saved my life. Meat
Yeah.
didn't save my life, but
There you
music
go.
did. So I'd have to go with music.
I knew he was going to
Damn
say
you for
music.
asking it.
Yeah.
Uncle Cherry's World wants to know, are you using MIDI or, between your gears, DIN or USB?
I use both. I have both hooked up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a MIDI router, and I also use a powered USB. What do you call it? Hub or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I have both run into my computer.
Okay. Lamar has a question. Best synth purchased.
Ooh, gosh, that's another tough one because you want to say the most expensive one, but that's not always
The
necessarily your
best.
best.
Right.
Honestly, I think it would probably be my Mini Freak. I love that thing. I've got the Rev 2, and I love it too. But I think I get more use out of my Mini Freak than I do my Rev 2.
Nice.
I've got the Mini Brute, which I do not recommend for anybody starting out like me. There is a learning curve from hell on that thing. And
Crazy Rabbit said, Mini Freaks Unite.
Again, Viral, I don't get me wrong. I love my Mini Freak, but caveat, new synth players should not start there. Don't start there.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Mini Freak, will get you there.
Yeah.
It'll keep you interested.
Right.
The Mini Brute being a mono and a learning curve from hell. I would go with the Mini Freak first.
Yeah.
Bicky says the Mini Brute 2 is cool.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, John. We have almost 38 minutes left.
All right.
With the religion background, this doesn't have to be long. Are you still religious?
No, not religious. I don't even like that word, religious, because there's too many implications of a specific way of doing things. When you say religion, now you're talking about a way of doing it. I am spiritual in the sense that I believe in an afterlife. I believe that there's more than just this life here. But I don't follow a religion because that puts stipulations on things.
Yeah.
Now you're putting rules down.
Yeah, we share the same ideation, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody's got it right, and I don't think everybody's got it completely wrong.
That's such a beautiful way of thinking about
it.
It
is,
right?
And that's how we think about it. Have you ever seen anything, John, that challenged your thought on this reality? Have you ever seen anything that made you question our reality that was so strange, but yet you never wanted to tell anyone?
No, I don't think so.
So what makes you believe so much in that there's an afterlife? Is it something that you've read? Is it something that
it's experiences that I've had? You ever, like when I was a child, riding my bicycle full speed down this hill, right? There was a stump at the bottom of that hill that I did not see until I was on my way going as fast as I could. There was no way in hell I was going to miss that stump. I was going to hit it. I closed my eyes and held on tight, and I just felt this I don't know what it was, but I just felt this feeling, and I didn't hit it. And there was no way in hell I could have not hit it. And I knew there had to be something to cause that to happen. Something otherworldly, something not of this planet, not of whatever it was. Something kept me from hitting that.
That's crazy.
I can't explain it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can tell you that it was real.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You sound so sure that I'm gonna play devil's advocate, John. So bear with me. I
yeah.
100% believe you. My wife and I, and my brother and I, we talk to Greg the Dreamer a lot. He has a very interesting background in a lot of this.
He's gonna come on.
He's gonna come on when times are better. But we've experienced some things that literally named this channel Symptoms of Reality. I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Crazy Rabbit has the answer to what it was. He said an Angus cow farted and blew you off course.
Ooh,
That's what it was. That's what it was.
That could damn well. See, Wabbit is a great detective.
Gotta leave it to Wabbit.
Right? He's a detective.
Yeah.
I was from Iowa, lots of cows.
Lots of cows.
You're onto something. You're on
Right?
something.
Yep.
So going downhill, how far apart was this stump in the ground? Like, was it something, if you closed your eyes, your hands could have easily just turned the bike and you just went around it? Or was this an inevitable it was inevitable that you were going to hit this object because there was no way around it? Like, paint the picture for us.
In my mind, you got to think this was like I was in like third grade, so we're going back, a pretty long way here. So my memory is not spot on, but the feeling I had at that moment was I'm going to hit this fucking stump, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Just brace yourself for the suck and just hit it.
Yeah.
So. Could have I? Probably. I probably could have maybe just turned the handlebar just a little bit. Not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying that at that moment, how I felt, it felt like I was going to hit it.
That's crazy.
So,
and so the sensation you're describing, you felt, what did it feel like? Did it feel otherworldly? Did it feel like something?
It felt like something intervened.
Really?
It did. It felt like something intervened, and I felt it in my soul. So I knew it was real. It wasn't. It wasn't like an afterthought. It was like right now.
Right. Biscuit said a bifurcation of timelessness.
Of timelines.
Of timelines.
Yeah.
Did it feel like your consciousness bifurcated at one point and it was stuck in, let's just say, superposition or limbo as to what timeline you were going to be on? Was it something like that?
Could have been. It's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
Right.
Really
Oh
hard.
no, I get it.
Oh,
yeah.
and I 100% believe you. It's just the questions of trying to see if you can go back on your memory and figure out something you otherwise would have left out. When you regress on memory, sometimes it's best to have others help ask certain questions you didn't think of.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's hard to explain a feeling too, right?
Right. And it's something that I don't think about all the time. It's not like I think about it.
Right. Biscuit said you both hit it and didn't. You are now the guy that didn't hit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense. It's kind of like the short insured cat.
But you were going to say, John, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with Biscuit. Yeah, I think it was like maybe an alternate, I was the one that didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Were there any other instances that you experienced that told you, hey, there's something more to me and to this life that we can't see and we don't know?
Yes. and no. Again, it's all faith-based,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so it's really got no physical
It doesn't have to.
reasoning.
It doesn't have to, John. And if you're
Um,
if you're saying that because you're worried about what
no,
people are going, okay,
I'm not
okay,
worried about what
yeah.
anybody
I
thinks.
just
I mean,
I just
yeah,
really despise when people let other people in their mind and they base their thought process around those who don't understand. So
right.
you could
Um,
be extremely free here.
oh no, and I feel like I can. I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like at all like I'm being judged,
Mm-hmm.
and even if I was, I don't really care.
Right.
John
I'm
says, I
kind
don't give
of
a fuck.
yeah.
Right.
I'm beyond.
Giving a
I'm at the
fuck.
age now
Yeah.
that yeah, I don't give a fuck what love me, hate me, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
But
question.
hang on, he
Oh,
was going to explain
oh
what
yes,
the
sorry.
other.
Well, remember back in the days before seatbelts,
Mhm. Right.
cars.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
It was
Mm-hmm.
me and my sister in the front seat, and I was next to the car door, and she's just like, and I just turned to her and I said, "You dare me to open the car door?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I opened the fucking door.
Mhm.
Out I go.
Oh
Wow.
jeez.
Tire just missed my head.
How fast was the car going?
My mother was just going around a corner,
Mhm.
so I kind of fell out and rolled. And she said the tire had literally just missed my head.
Wow.
Um,
Man,
so
you
yeah,
were wild, weren't you, John?
I was crazy. I was a daredevil. I didn't give a shit.
Is
Um,
mom and dad still around?
no, they both
No.
passed.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. So, what about that experience? Is it that in itself that you
It
could have
makes you
eased?
question. It
Mm-hmm.
makes you question. I didn't feel anything at that point in time,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like any kind of intervention, but it's like, why did it miss? Why did it not miss? I mean,
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. Was it luck? Was it,
Something more powerful than that.
Yeah.
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 right, more powerful than I don't know. All I can go on is how you feel, um, faith based, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for
Did
lack.
that incident bring up thoughts of when you were on your bike?
That happened before that.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, that happened before that.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely danger prone. Uh, Doing stupid shit was something I did.
Mm-hmm.
If you told me not to put my hand on a hot stove, I'd put my hand on a hot stove
Just to see.
just
John was
just to see.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
smells like well marbled meat.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Okay.
I was hard headed kid.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go
if,
ahead.
if you don't.
Go ahead. I do, but
Uh,
go ahead.
Okay. Your wife now,
Yes.
does she like your music?
Um, I think you could take it or leave it. I
Okay.
don't. She doesn't really listen to music
Oh, okay.
much.
And she's
She
from
just
is she British?
UK.
You said UK. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like she'll hear something and she'll like, oh, that reminds me of this, that, and the other,
Uh-huh.
or
Mm-hmm.
from the '80s. Oh, that reminds me of Joy Division, or oh, that reminds me of whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she didn't. Well, at least since we met, um, she hasn't really been into music.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
has music. She grew up with music, but um, she doesn't really listen to too much music. I just that's about all I do.
Yeah.
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 But I think again, it has a lot to do with um, my background and way I was raised and how music basically saved me from
Going crazy.
probably going crazy or doing
Mm-hmm.
myself in.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
because I got to a point where it was like again I I I feel like there has to be something else other than this.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why exist at all?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we here? What do we? Such a short period of time. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
80 years, 90 years. I think that's nothing. I mean, I look at me. I'm going to be 60 in June,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and I had a dream about that last night. It's starting to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I've I had a good life. If I died right now, I would say I had a full life.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, so I don't know why I've been thinking about that, but I guess mortality.
Mm-hmm.
You start thinking about mortality the older you get, and
Mm-hmm.
um, does it bother me? I don't know if it bothers me, but I feel like there's got to be more than this. There's got to be.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Why am I here? What am I doing?
Hmm.
What is my purpose? I mean, it's too short a time to really accomplish everything.
Right.
Got to be
Biscuits.
more.
Biscuit says, you guys think alike. He always says, why are we here at all? Why does anything exist?
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Biscuit has always been like-minded and
Hmm.
pondered the same idea as we do, and he knows it. And Biscuit is a very, very intelligent person.
Oh, absolutely.
And
No
we
doubt.
we watch, and I know we kind of read the same things. And
Hmm.
I would love to have Bicky on
For
for
an
an interview
interview.
one day. He's got a fascinating mind on how he looks at thing, and it's always for the betterment of people. Okay, my next question is,
Yeah,
um, do you think there's aliens visiting this planet, John?
I think there's a possibility of it. I'm not against the idea. Do I know that they have? I don't. Um, do I think it's a possibility? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to think that if we're the most intelligent, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, my God, there's got to be something smarter than our dumbasses
Right.
out there. So, yeah, I mean, I believe that there is um, more intelligent life than us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about our galaxy. I mean, it's just one in how many? I mean,
Oh yeah, we're like nothing.
we're
Right.
nothing. We're
Yeah.
nothing. We're not even a speck on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be. I mean, why have all this if there isn't more?
Right. Right. Um, have you ever seen anything that you thought was weird in the sky? Have you ever heard any rumors when you were in the army, or have you ever
N-
seen any evidence of cattle mutilations that made you think, "Oh shit, this is otherworldly"?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Mhm.
I'd like to say I did, but I really haven't.
Mhm.
Um, nothing like that. I mean, you always see anomalies. I mean, shit, but most things can be explained, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
and but nothing that would go, oh my God, that there, that could be something. I've never had that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Um, it's wild. Does your wife is she kind of representing the same spiritual background as you?
It's funny. The whole reason why we met, the whole reason why we were even interested in each other. Um, I don't know if you guys remember ICQ on the
I
dial-up back in the late 90s, maybe 97, 98 time
I
frame.
ICQ, is that a radio station?
ICQ was um, it's like a chat
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
program.
Okay.
Okay.
And Tone Smith said, I had ICQ. Yeah, it's like a chat.
Rabbit knows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like a chat thing.
Oh,
And they
okay.
have different rooms. and you can create a room or you can visit somebody else's room, and you have a topic. And I think it was under spirituality, because me and my wife both have very similar thoughts on spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
and we both are read tarot, and
Oh, nice.
we both he does Reiki. She's a Reiki master.
Oh, nice.
We need to interview her, John. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing, man?
Dude, I told her to get her ass in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to come say hi before you leave.
Is she cool with doing an interview?
I bet she would.
Yeah,
that would be
She
awesome.
she is so extroverted. She's just like her dad. I keep telling her, it's like, God damn it. Your dad's channeling you again.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so John, you might have seen some things with your wife. Like, does she prove things to you?
Yeah, she is definitely an what's the word? Empath. She's an
Right.
empath.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She feels things. She definitely, yeah, she's
Oh,
empath.
that'd be awesome to
and
interview her.
Yeah.
We both love our crystals,
Mm-hmm.
and since the day we met, and that's how we met. We met in this ICQ chat, and she was still in England. I was stationed in Fort Bliss, Texas, down in El Paso, and we chatted for probably 6 months, and then she flew over, and we met there in El Paso, and I put myself on orders to Germany so she could be close to England, and I could still work and she could still work from home. She worked for a software company where she did
nice.
training. So so I put myself on orders and went to Germany, and then as soon as my divorce was final, because we were estranged for quite a while, my ex wouldn't give me a divorce until she got what she wanted.
Oh, geez.
Which was a big chunk of my retirement.
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
So I had to basically buy her out.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was worth every penny.
I bet.
There you go.
Every divorce is every divorce is worth its penny if you're in court. Yeah. You're separating from the exact root of evil that hurts your whole concept.
A lot of my darkness and a lot of my alcoholism came from that time period.
Oh, well, then it was definitely
worth every penny.
Yeah. Yes, I just wanted out. She was killing my credit. She was killing everything. I had to build everything back from scratch. But my wife now, we finish each other's sentences. We've been married for, it'll be 24 years.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Very beautiful.
We're like we just chipped. We're like
we're 10 years this year
together. Yeah. It'll be 10 years together this year.
Yeah, we met in 97. Been together ever since.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful, John. We're getting close to Get Jervis hour and his crazy psycho cat that likes to put his anus on everything that man touches. So let me start with this. We are doing a new channel. I'm not going to market this channel on this show at all. We will, however, put it in Discord. The channel is called Ideation of Men. And I was speaking with Synth Samurai today, and he helped me figure out how to do this channel. So
very good.
The channel is going to be essentially open to everyone who, I shouldn't say everyone, but a selected few will have the keys for this channel so they can then go live when they feel it's worthy to go live for the channel. It's called Ideation of Men. It's not based on music at all. It's based on much of what you were telling us today, John, during your interview, that it's really geared on the psyche of men and how society depicts what a man is and what a man should be. The deterioration of masculinity, the issues a single father would go through his life without seeing his kids and having to pay child support, and the courts and how our judicial system is completely backwards when it comes to fathers who've done the right thing and do the right thing, for men who are seeking just to be heard with their mental health. Now we're not psychiatrists, but what I find interesting is when we talk as men, we start to heal ourselves because we're having a conversation with others. And that always helps when you find that there are people out there like you. Now, there's some crazy statistics out there that are wild. There's tons of help programs for women. And there's tons of help programs for the LGBT community and children and the military. But there are not many programs for just your average blue collar or however much money you make in this world. There's not hardly any support for just men in itself. So we won't be marketing it on this channel. And I strongly urge, if you're going to visit this channel, decide if it's for you or not, because it's geared for a certain audience who take it serious and who's there to help each other. We know what it takes to grow a channel from the beginning, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to look for handouts. We're not going to look to say, hey, subscribe so we can get to 50 so we can go live. No, I don't even care how long or how fast it takes for this channel to grow. However, there are a lot of people in our lives that we know who can't wait for this channel to come out. I've reached out to a couple of our Saurian nations, and we've got quite a few people who are highly interested and who want to be highly invested in it. And I think it's a great thing. It's a great escape to just talk to people. I wished when he was still alive, I created this channel. Most of you know him, most of you don't. His name was Simply Risky.
Yep.
And my other friend name was Steve Johnson. They both suffered from mental anguish. And I just wish that there was an outlet for them to talk and explain to people what they were going through, because they would have found that they weren't alone.
Yeah, and be able to speak freely without feeling judged or looked down upon if you went to, a psychiatrist or a therapist. I feel a lot of people fear that because they feel like they're going to be talked down to.
Right, right. And so the channel will be posted in Discord. If you want to join it, make sure it's for you. If you're not serious about it, please don't join it.
Yeah.
It's not a slap in the face, but
yeah.
if it's not for you, please don't join it. It's not for you.
Yeah.
So we're going on that adventure. It's not going to be this is kind of our baby. We're going to nurture all the way through and through. And Ideation of Men is going to be pretty much everyone's channel, where a selected few have the keys, and those few will be the ones who really want to be there. So we're doing that. Is there any other news that we needed to get out for the jingle or anything like that?
No, all of that is done. We're probably going to start doing another team collab here soon.
Yes.
People have been asking about it, and people have been asking about not just doing duos, but teams of 3.
Can you throw a poll up real quick? If we do another team?
I already did that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's 3. They want teams of 3.
Teams of 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a channel on Discord that?
No. We're I haven't put up the sign up or anything yet.
Okay.
So that's still coming. That's all evolving. Get Jarvis is coming on. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You definitely got to come. Everybody that we've interviewed definitely has to come back.
For a second.
Love to.
Yeah.
And we got to have your wife on too.
Right. Because that is even more.
Next one, I promise. All right, I'll get her on here.
Yeah, but that's even more fascinating, John. And I know you and I have already started private conversations in Discord too. So it's so fascinating, and I don't want to wait, too long down the road before we revisit this again. So let's figure out how we can make that happen. There's plenty of open spots on Sundays, which reminds me, anyone who wants to sit down in the hot seat and do an interview, please, you're more than welcome. We have tons of dates that need to be filled. I don't think we have any in April.
Well, we need to finish March. I think we have a couple of weeks in March left, and then we don't have any in April. Next week, Sunday, is going to be Apollo Hanzo.
Yeah.
You and my wife can be there in April.
Awesome.
Okay. So let's get you down in April. What are the dates we need for March?
So Sundays, any Sunday. So in April, it would be any Sunday. I don't have anything booked in Sunday yet. April, I have to check, but I'm pretty sure I still need the 23rd and 30th of March.
Okay.
For interview. Yes, 23rd and 30th are still open. And then all the Sundays in April are still available as well.
I wonder if we can get Scott and his wife on one Sunday.
Oh,
that would be great. Yeah, because they are a dynamic duel together.
Oh, I'm sure.
They are.
We're still waiting on the Spongness to hop on here. I wonder if we can convince Uncle Jerry World
come. He's just getting his studio all taken care of.
It'd be nice to get Wagyu on here. I don't want to pull teeth, but I'm very curious in all these people.
Yeah, everybody
that come here religiously.
For us, we're interested in our S.O.R community. You guys are our celebrities, and we want you.
Prometheus said, "You can interview me when I'm dead." We'll just walk up to your carcass with a microphone and, how do you feel about this?
Scotty said, Show didn't think that she'd be allowed back. Crazy woman, please. Yeah. I told her in WhatsApp.
Wonderful.
I have her on WhatsApp now too. I was like, thank you so much for coming. It was
time
so
went by so fast.
Yeah,
and
just like these interviews.
Just like these interviews,
so fast.
No way, that was 2.5 or 3 hours.
It doesn't feel like it. Feel like it.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much, John. We're gonna close it out by playing another one of your videos. This one's the Pluck in Meowsic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give it up for Rubber Monkey, everybody.
Rubber Monkey.
Rubber Monkey. Thank you. Yay.
Shababy, get in here and do an interview, Shababy. You always here.
Oh, man. I love you guys.
That was awesome.
We love you too, John. And thank you for being a part of this. You are literally from Monkey Island, sir. A renegade that turned to Monkey Island.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow. I don't know what time, so just check our channel.
It depends on Scott and Cressy.
Yeah.
But it's back to creating the album. For those of you that don't know, you're all welcome to feature on it. We're only allowing 2 people on the track. We have plenty of tracks.
Yeah.
So if you want to be in on it, just let us know. We're trying to make the process very easy for you, and you'll enjoy it.
Yep. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank
We love
you.
you, sir.
We'll
Love
see
you. Thank you, guys.
We'll see everybody tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, what happened to my... Oh, I lost my share button. What happened? Hang on, folks. I must have hit the wrong... There we go.
Yeah.
I love
Meow.
Right?
Meow. Meow. Meow.